In Vermont's peaceful hills, Ethan and Amelia lived in a charming farmhouse. They woke at dawn, inspired by nature's beauty. Ethan worked the fields with his old tractor, while Amelia nurtured their fragrant garden with her green thumb. At day's end, they shared a harvest meal at their oak table, as the sunset's warm light bathed their simple life in contentment. Their love, deep and fertile, mirrored the rich soil of the American countryside they called home. The orphaned letter, Abd El Kader, and Khala Louisa. Let me tell you about Khala Louisa from Azzaba. If you ever visit this small coastal town in Algeria, the locals will point you to a modest home at the end of a winding alley. That's where she lives, an elderly woman whose eyes still sparkle despite all she's endured. Louisa lost her husband during the war, leaving her to raise their only son, Abd El Kader, alone. She never remarried. She lived for that boy, her neighbor Fatima would tell you. Every breath she took was for him. Though she lives alone, Louisa isn't lonely. The neighborhood children gather around her doorway in the afternoons as she hands out homemade sweets and tells stories from the past. They love her gentle voice, the same voice that still calls her son's name in quiet moments. If you were to visit her home, you'd notice something strange. There's a room that looks frozen and time-made, clothes folded neatly in drawers. Every Friday, Louisa cleans this room meticulously, replacing the flowers on the bedside table. This is Abd El Kader's room, kept exactly as it was the day he left. Abd El Kader was known throughout Azzaba for his talented hands. He could make ordinary wood transform into beautiful furniture, intricate doors, and delicate ornaments. He could make wood sing, his fellow apprentice Hamid once told me. But talented as he was, Abd El Kader grew restless. This was the late 1970 time of political unrest and economic hardship in Algeria. Europe beckoned with promises of opportunity and prosperity. He began talking about leaving, about building a better life across the sea. Louisa feared this separation. The sea has taken enough from this land, she would plead. Don't let it take you too. Their arguments grew more frequent. I'm suffocating here, mother, he said during one heated exchange. There's nothing for me in Azzaba. You have me, she replied simply. Am I nothing? Then came that October evening in 1978, the night everything changed. Louisa woke to find Abd El Kader's bed empty, his favorite jacket missing. No note, no goodbye, just silence. What followed were days of frantic searching. Louisa went everywhere, his workplace, his friends' homes, nearby towns. The police showed little interest. Young men leaving for Europe wasn't unusual in those difficult years. She would walk to the port every day. The harbor worker Ahmed remembers. From sunrise to sunset, she watched the ships, expecting him to return on the next one. Weeks turned to months.